Hi guys! So this project was inspired by this mini rainbow Frappuccino tutorial that I made a few months ago on my craft channel. To make the large version, you'll need a paintbrush, some acrylic paints, a pair of scissors, a piece of card, and a tall-sized Starbucks cup. For the top part of the Frappuccino, I'm going to use cornstarch and silicone. You can also check out my other tutorial for some different ways of making faked whipped cream. So to start off, take your titanium white paint and then squeeze out 7 blobs, making sure that there's a gap between each one. Now just add a tiny bit of paint for each color of the rainbow. If you don't have any of the in-between colors, then you can easily make orange paint using yellow and red, green paint using yellow and blue, and purple paint using red and blue. Now simply mix the colors with white until you have a pastel-colored rainbow. So you also want to make an in-between shade for each color, which helps everything blend together. Now take a Frappuccino cup and start painting the bottom layer pink. This should go up to the first small plastic ridge, as you can see here. Then add a thin layer of the half orange and half pink color. Follow this with the orange paint and then simply repeat the process for all the other colors. The purple color should end about here, where you can see this plastic ridge at the top of the cup. Now use the remaining space to fade the purple color into white so that it matches with the whipped cream lid. At this point, the paint still looks kind of streaky, so you have to go back and paint a second layer until everything is nice and opaque. I find that it's easier to look at the inside of the cup whilst painting the second coat. Now it's time to make a lid for the Frappuccino. So I'm actually using the packaging card from one of my necklaces, but a postcard or anything similar will work just as well. So just in case you didn't know, my day job is actually running my own jewelry brand called Macaroon. So if you ever buy this necklace from me, then you can actually reuse the packaging for this project. Trace the outside of the cup onto stiff card and then cut it out. So you actually want the lid to be slightly smaller than this so that it can fit just inside the cup, sitting above this plastic ridge. The quickest way to do this is to draw a line about 3 mm smaller than the edge of the circle and then trim this so that it fits neatly inside the cup. So for the next part, I'm going to make a clay out of cornstarch and silicone. Please check out my video on how to make fake whipped cream for more tips on this process. So once your mixer starts looking a bit like bread dough, you can start pushing it through a piping nozzle. Be sure to wear rubber gloves for this to prevent the silicone from getting onto your skin. Now simply arrange the cream into a nice swirl, and you can pinch or sculpt the tip to make it look even more realistic. Then just leave the silicone to dry overnight and it'll harden into the perfect Frappuccino lid. This is a special crafting sauce that looks like chocolate. You can also use nail polish or paint mixed with white glue, but you have to be very careful when applying those. The applicator for this makes it easier to squeeze in a straight line. I'm just making the tip wider and then applying it very slowly across the cream. So now your rainbow Starbucks Trinket box is done. The silicone dries very heavy, so it automatically holds the lid in place. You can use this box to keep coins or lip balms, hairbands, charging cables, or anything else to keep your room or your locker organized. So thank you so much for watching, and please share and subscribe.